Hello to whoever may watch this video. Energy is what makes our universe. I am here to explain how energy can not be made nor destroyed, but amplified. Energy is both what makes matter move or cause alteration to matter. And some would argue matter is made up of energy. But light is different. Light is electromagnetic waves that radiate out from a center point, like on a light bulb. But what if you could take the light from the light bulb, use the light from it, and bring it back to the point of which it began? This is different from reflection, because when light reflects back on itself, it cancels itself out. But how could you recycle light to its common point? Well, I am here to describe in this little animation that I have prepared. So in this town, you have the water company and the city, and separating them is an area of low resistance. But this water company is magical because it is sitting right on top of an endless well of unlimited water. So no matter what, the water can never run dry. So let's say that the city uses all the water that comes down to the city through the pipes. So that means that if 3 metric tons of water comes down the pipes, the city will use 3 metric tons and return 0 metric tons into the system. And same thing goes as if the well were to produce 4 metric tons of water, and the town would also use 4 metric tons of water. So no matter what, the town will use all the water that is provided to it and return 0% amount of that water. So now let's switch it up a bit. So let's say that the town installs a new pipe. This pipe returns 50% of all the water that enters the city. So let's say that 2 metric tons of water enters the city. That means that 1 metric ton of water will return to the well. So the city only uses 1 metric ton of water. And then, when that water returns into the system, the pressure on the pipe will become 3 metric tons. Because remember, no matter what, 2 metric tons of water is coming out of that well. 1 metric ton is returning to the system. So that means that 3 metric tons of that water is entering into the city. So if this process were to continue, you would end up getting data that looked like this. As you would keep on going, the b or y-intercept would stay 2, whereas the variable would be the water coming in, x, times half of that value. Because remember, half of that value is being decreased from it, so that it could be used at the water company. But as you can see, the amount of metric tons going into the city keeps on increasing, because the energy from that water that's automatically coming out from that well is also meeting up with the water that is being reclaimed into that system. You might be wondering, where am I going with this? Well, based on this next diagram that I'm about to show to you, you can actually produce or amplify, amplify the energy from a single light source. So basically what you've got here is just a cylinder with a light source underneath it. And just to show you, the top part of the cylinder opposite of the light source has a black top to it. That is just like the city using all of the water. Because black absorbs all the light, there will be 0 light return to the light source. But we don't really need that anymore. All that we're interested in is the light. As you can see, it's radiating out from the central point and not reflecting back because of the black background on the top portion of the cylinder. But this is when the fun part comes in. At the top of the cylinder, we're going to add fiber optics and going to run those fiber optics all the way down to the bottom of the cylinder. This is going to act like the pipe that ran the excess water from the city back to the water supply. Okay, so as I was talking about earlier, about how light is energy, and how you can amplify the energy just by taking it back to its common point. Well, using fiber optics, you would be able to take the light from the central point, take it to the top of the cylinder, run it through the fiber optic, down to the bottom center portion of the cylinder, and then get back into the central fold where the light originated, and you would be able to amplify the light. You're adding more energy to the system because you're adding more electromagnetic waves into the cylinder. So therefore you're adding more energy and amplifying that energy as you're adding it. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've understood it, and if you have any more questions about this video, just email me at tlp319@gmail.com. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you, and have a great day.